Hi Cancer, I hope you're all doing well. We're going to get into your general reading and see what Spirit wants to talk to you about today. For this series of sign readings, I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm using Kim Cran's Alchemy deck to look at two forces that are coming together at this current time to create an energy that is manifesting in your life. So I got two cards out before I turn on the camera, what these forces are, and then an extra card fell out, which kind of gives me an indication of what they're creating. And then I took out a fourth card, which I'll read at the end as the outcome. We'll also use tarot and all those things. But first, let me talk to you about what I received, because I think it's quite beautiful, Cancer. The first force that you're working with and that is coming your way is Benevolent Guide. What a gentle energy this card has. There is a spirit guide, or maybe a spirit team, an ancestor, a benevolent force around you that is guiding you, that is helping you. This is particularly revolving your life path, where you're headed, where you're going, the things you're working on, whether it's actual career stuff or just self-development, self-improvement. But your guides are telling you not to give up and not to give in to any kind of darkness or shadows or fears or doubts. This is a time not to fear. Now, it's human, it's normal for those fears to creep up, especially in our matrix world. But Spirit really wants you to know that you don't have anything to fear at all, except letting fear take over. That could be a fear. But yeah, try not to fear, Cancer. You're doing everything in the right way, as you should, at the right time. Even if things feel a little bit tough and you feel a little bit stuck, keep going. Trust in yourself. You do have a plan and you do have a purpose. And most of you already know this, but for those of you who are doubting right now and having a little bit of a tough time, Spirit is really saying that they're here with you. They're guiding you. And remember that your guides are a constant in your life, in your energetic field. They're not conditional. They're not going to just go away and stop guiding you because you're having a tough time or you're feeling down on yourself. You know, it's okay to feel down once in a while. It's okay to cry. It's okay to scream. It's okay to feel all those things. Enraged, like there's some kind of injustice, going on. That's all okay. Your guides are still with you, guiding you. Okay, some of you are having a really hard time navigating life. I'm hearing Earth Angel. Maybe some of you resonate with the concept of Earth Angel and you look into that, but from my knowledge of Earth Angels, they tend to have a difficult time here on this 3D realm because they're learning life's lessons so that they can help guide others. So sometimes those lessons are pretty brutal. But because you are so loved and valued here in the universe, nothing is ever going to be forever, including the pain that you feel. Okay? I wrote down some notes from the book, other things that Kim Cran said about these cards, so let me see if there's anything here. There's something about listening to your inner voice that's really important right now. The wind could also be significant, even if it's snowing where you are, like it is where I am. The blustery winds, okay, there's messages in the wind, which reminds me of a Scorpio reading I did before about messages in the wind. This energy is also reminding me of an old Cancer reading I did, and I cannot remember the name, but I'll try to find it, okay? And if I forget to link it, just write it in the comments and I'll do it. I forget sometimes that I said I'm going to do some things, but just remind me and I'll do it. Okay, but there was a reading for Cancer, and it was really emotional. It was really touching. It was a while ago, maybe a year or 2 years ago. And the message was that, your guides are just there with you in those moments where you're curled up and you feel like helpless or you feel like misguided. You feel like, what the heck is going on? Your guides are right there with you, smiling at you. Not because they enjoy you seeing you suffer, but because they know you're learning an important lesson and that you're strong enough to get through it. So I'll try to find that reading because that was a really touching one. And some of you could benefit from that. Then a random name came through, Jessie, the letter J as well. And then the B on this card is very significant. So B, spirit B, energy, which is all about hard work, perseverance, pollination. And the bee, as many of you know, is endangered. Okay, so there's a big movement out there to protect the bees, protect the pollinators, because we need them. And so you could feel like something in your life is endangered right now, maybe your career or your vitality or your relationships. But know that your guides are out there trying to protect you. You might not see it, just like the bee doesn't know that we're out here trying to protect it, but it is happening. Okay? The other card that I got for you, the other force that's coming in to meet the bee, is Sulfur. And we had this in the last pick a card. I think it was the last pile number 4. I'll link that in the box that comes up here. That message might be for you. But this talks about taking on a both and mentality. So not feeling like you need to choose between this or that. And really understanding that the world is full of abundance and we can have it all. And this includes with feelings too. We can both feel love and grief at the same time. We can both want to move in one direction and still be reflecting on the past direction. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong or that you're not making progress. We're just living in a both and world where we're multifaceted, multidimensional beings, and we don't just move from this thing to that thing to that thing. We're kind of flowing through multiple dimensions, I'm hearing, and dilemmas at the same time. This card also, in the book, she mentioned something about a red lion. And so there's something significant perhaps in the ways of alchemy coming up for you, transmuting some energy into something you could work with. Now, the next card that fell out is super interesting because it came out after Sulfur, and it's reddening. And I'm seeing here in this card, you know, here we have all the colors and then this intense red energy coming in. And then it takes over all of those colors, and the bee turns into this beautiful serpent, balancing the light and the dark, balancing different areas of your life, both and, holding the both and here, rather than having to choose. There's actually a third ball here too. 4 actually in the picture. There's this one too. So maybe there's 4 things coming up. Oh, I'm noticing 4 balls here too. There's 4 events coming up, or 4 main parts of your life that you're focused on at this time. Okay, and you can work on all of them. You don't have to choose, I'm getting. So this card speaks about your life force and feeling better about yourself, even physically. There's something here about needing more sleep. And what was once dormant within you is now being awakened. This Kundalini energy rising up. So some energy that was dormant. And I feel like this energy that was dormant inside of you, this vitality, this creativity, this love, this zest for life, it was dormant because there's something about that energy that was attached to a situation that was felt negatively. Okay, so maybe the last time you felt love, it was like in a toxic situation, and so you've kind of put that away. Or maybe last time you were really creative, you got let down in some sense, or there was like, I'm hearing no kumbaya moment. Okay, so you've attached it to some kind of shadow energy, but now that is being resolved. It's like you're understanding something, you're interweaving something. I'm also seeing like Chinese writing here. Okay, so then I have the last card, but I'm going to wait to talk about that. It's also beautiful. So let's get into your tarot, Cancer. I was really guided to use the Wild Unknown tarot, which I haven't used in a while. And it was, I don't know, well, it's an old favorite of mine. It was probably the first deck I got that didn't have like human figures on it. Something with your finger could be significant right now. All of the fingers correspond to different planets, so maybe you want to look up if a certain finger is hurting or you injure, God forbid, a certain finger. Have a look and see what it represents. Is it your Jupiter? Is it your Venus? Maybe there's a metaphor in there for you. Okay. So there's something maybe about turning to animal spirits at this time, or turning your focus to symbols and signs and synchronicities over and above teachings from humans. Cancer, spirit guides. 2 more for Cancer. I've missed you, Cancer. I feel like we haven't worked together in a while here. Even though I just did in all signs. It still feels like it's been a minute. Okay, let's see. Why is this all happening? I'm going to put them face down. There's a hesitancy with that. Okay, so maybe you really want to know what's coming up for you. There's like a sense of urgency here in the energy, or wanting to really know. I also feel really guided to check on your relationships. I didn't do that for the other signs. 1111 right there. I just want to see what's going on here. What are we doing here, Spirit? Okay, there's something about relationships that wants to be talked about. We have the Ace of Pentacles at the bottom. Let me just dive in here for a second. Okay, Temperance, 9 of Swords in reverse, and the 10 of Swords. Cancer. This is some major healing that's going on. Let me see what these other cards are. Hold on. Mother of Pentacles, the 7 of Wands in reverse, and the 8 of Swords. You're being a little generous here, I feel, with something or someone. What is happening? Okay, so this could be someone else's energy, or this could be yours. And then this could be someone else's. I don't know whose is who and what is what. This could all be your energy. So take it how it resonates. This is where you have to use your own discernment. But I'm seeing an energy here that is trying to heal something that is really painful. Okay, there's been a painful ending, a betrayal, no doubt about it. A lot of stress and anxiety, maybe even a deep depression. And this could just be feeling like you're betrayed in the by the world. Okay, or somebody else feels that way. But it's kind of like they're biding their time and hoping things heal and get better soon. This is an energy too that has been very much up in the head and almost feeling like ungrounded. There's a disconnect happening from the body here in this energy. So the other energy, and I separated them, so these represent 2 different people. The other energy I have here is somebody who is pretty stoic and calm and collected on the outside. Okay, they're keeping it together. They have a sense of security. They're focused on what they can generate for themselves and maybe their loved ones or the people that they're responsible for or the pets that they're responsible for. And there's something about like beginning to drop their defenses here. Is this you or is this someone else? But they're feeling like, I don't really need to like argue. I don't really need to be on the defense in this situation. But knowing that or acknowledging that is causing some anxiety. Perhaps because it's been a while since you let yourself soften or somebody else let themselves soften. I don't know why we're jumping there or what the hell is going on, Cancer. But Spirit wanted to peep that for you. So let's get into the other cards and see if we come back to it. Okay, so why is all this happening with the Sulfur and your guides coming in? And then something that seemed really toxic before is now giving you insights in how you can have it all, actually. We have the 8 of Wands. Because Spirit wants you to start moving, start grooving. Start carrying out your life path, your life purpose. This most likely has something to do with bringing people together in one way or another. This is very, very specific. So if it's not for you, just give me a second because somebody needs to hear it. Or take it as a metaphor of some sort. But I'm actually seeing this as like a circle of people here, kind of in like AA or something like that. They're coming together to talk about some of their issues and their problems or their addictions. They're finding support. So there's a group of people here who are supporting one another. And you could be the guide, the leader of this group. Okay? Or maybe you're just a part of it. But either way, Spirit is reddening things for you, giving you more life force, more creativity, and telling you not to fear. Okay? Telling you that you don't need to choose between things. You can have it all, abundance mindset. Spirit is telling you all this because they want you to start really stepping in to life more fully. Okay? Like feeling that wakefulness. What was once dormant is now awakened, to feel awakened to life, getting up and wanting to do things, And maybe you need a break in the day to go cry a little bit or take a nap or just be like that, oh, stupid person over there, cool, all right. But then come back into this heightened vitality that you have, because there's things that need to get done here. And these are spiritual things, okay? You're alive, Cancer. What a beautiful thing. What a beautiful thing to have life in all its ups and downs. Okay, what impact is all of this having on you? We have the 5 of Wands in reverse. This is amazing. I saw 1644. That could be significant. I'm seeing a license plate here too. You might be seeing license plates that have messages on them. Or like if you're driving on the highway, maybe there's trucks going by and they're saying, they have messages for you. Pay attention to the road, of course, but there's stuff around in motion. Yeah, 8 of Wands. As you are in motion, walking in the world, driving in the world, I don't know, strolling, wheeling, whatever it is that you do to get around and move, you are seeing things. Okay, or maybe it's just the sensation of movement that you need. If, say, you're for some reason sick and you can't move around right now, it's like watch images of movement and things like this. Or listen to sounds of like horses running. Ooh, I like that. I can hear it. Okay, so 5 of Wands for how will this all impact you? There's a resolution within. Okay, some sense of inner conflict is beginning to fall away. What challenges are going to arise for you at this time? We have the Hierophant in reverse. Ooh, I like this. I like the Hierophant in the upright, and I also like the Hierophant in reverse. Maybe because I'm a little bit of a rebel, but in reverse, it talks about rebelliousness against some kind of structure or sense of conformity or an institution of some sort. It's like, okay, bro, I see you got this key. Good for you. Keep squawking. I'm going to do things my way and find my own key. So I feel like I'm hearing quitting a job. Some of you are going to quit a job or find somewhere else to work. There's some kind of like oppressive energy that you've been maybe moving in that you now, I'm hearing interstate. I think that's what they call it in the US. We don't have that here in Canada, but I think that's a term in the US. But it's like, it's too constricting. One of my favorite philosophers, Gilles Deleuze, French philosopher, he said that, we live in this control society, and one of the illusions of the control society is that we have this unlimited freedom. And he uses the highway as an example. When we're on the highway driving, we feel like we're free. We can travel from A to B. We can go anywhere we want. But in reality, the highway has been constructed in a very particular way, in a very particular place that doesn't allow us to venture out into maybe the countryside or other parts of the city. It really is a narrow passage that we're moving along that we feel free, but maybe we're not necessarily. So I feel like you're having some kind of realization here about the false reality, I'm hearing, the false reality, and also the construction of freedom, the illusion of freedom. Ooh, yeah, you're breaking out of some illusion of freedom. Maybe that's what this is here too, because it's like, see, you're realizing on this highway here, on this linear path, there's so much you're missing. And this could even feel like, oh man, I didn't even see behind the veil until now. I didn't even understand what the Matrix was really all about and how I was participating until now. I feel like this is some very positive energy for you. There's something Spirit wants you to get curious about. Have an adventure. Okay, how are you going to thrive right now in this energy? We have the 8 of Pentacles. Look at this amazing web that you're weaving. Yeah, that word came up in the for the reddening, interwoven. You're weaving this intricate, beautiful web to sustain you. Okay, this is a web of energy here that is both protecting you and that will draw in the things that you need to nourish yourself, the abundance that you need. Okay, so there's an emphasis here on your work and being successful in your work. I feel guided to pull, I feel like there's a little bit of a block here in some sense. Tell me. The Death card. Things are changing here for you when it comes to career or work. And it could feel like, oh man, I don't want to lose that job. I've been there forever. Or I don't want to lose, like, how come this is suddenly not, going the way it was going? I'm not doing anything different. Well, that's exactly why, because you need to do something different. Things are shifting and transforming because they're transforming within you. So of course your external world is going to change too when the internal world is changing. Everything's a reflection of what's going on within. And so when things start to kind of like, you're looking around, you're like, how come I'm not bringing in as much money? How come I can't find a job? Or how come I'm not enjoying this anymore? Or whatever. Just know that, oh, I must have shifted inside and now my outer world isn't really resonant with what's going on inside. And what's going on inside is actually quite beautiful. But in order to transform into something that is more in a resonant match with you, something needs to fall away. So there's a big change here, transformation in the work arena. Okay? There's a deeper understanding of your purpose and your path. So what does Spirit want you to know? I noticed that I did this. I just found out that I was like 3% Italian, which explains why I do this all the time. All right, anyways, maybe that's a sign or synchronicity for you. What does Spirit want you to know about yourself? The Hermit in reverse. Yeah, see, you're not meant to be locked away, alone, feeling like you don't have friends or a connection or good eats. I'm hearing good eats. Oh yeah, a message came through about you need to eat slowly. Okay, a lot of you are like eating in your car or eating in front of the TV or just like rushing your food at work, at your desk. Like, I feel like your spirit guide's like, no, Cancer. Okay, enjoy your food. When we cook, and I know you cook, most Cancers do. Okay, but when we cook, or even when we put together some kind of meal we're going to eat, it's alchemy. We're combining all these cool ingredients, nutrients into this beautiful plate of nourishment that we're going to put inside of us to give us energy. Like, holy cow, that's pretty cool. It's serious alchemy, so you have to appreciate it. And be intentional when you're eating. Think about how this food is actually giving you energy and nourishing you. And of course, good practice always is to be thankful for your food, what's on your plate, where it came from, all of those things. Spirituality is not just tarot cards, or it's not just spirit guides. It's food, it's the weather, it's driving on the highway, it's all kinds of things. We need to take a new perspective and look at how all those different energies interact with our soul and our perspective and interpretations of those energies. So the Hermit. Cancer, Spirit wants you to know that you are not meant to be alone. Don't lock yourself away here. Let me get some advice on this. 10 of Pentacles. Yeah. There could be a Virgo that you're about to meet, or Virgo energy is really important to you, which is craftiness, ingenuity, resourcefulness. There's something about bringing people or bringing things together in harmony, okay? Many of you are going to start a family, or your family that you currently have is going to get stronger. The bond is going to get better, but you have to bring yourself out of your bedroom, out of your shell, out of like wherever it is that you're kind of hiding from and tucking away. Put the phone down, whatever, you know? Make the connection, because you're hiding away in some sense. And I think it's because of all these swords that I'm seeing over here. So let's see the outcome here, and then we'll talk about the last card. We have the Ace of Swords in reverse. Interesting. One second. Yeah, I feel like this is Spirit saying like all this mental activity that's been going on with the 10 of Swords, the 9 of Swords, the 8 of Swords, like those 3 cards. Whoa. With the Ace of Swords in reverse, it's like time to rest the mind and get into the body. Okay? You're not going to resolve the conflict by overthinking or following negative thoughts. This is really a message here about taking care of your body and yourself, your vessel. Like, it's so important, and we underplay it so much. You know, we think that if we just think through things, it will get better, but a lot of the times we just need more sleep. We need to eat better. We need more sunlight. We need to move our body. Like, and those basic things, or we need physical touch, you know, those things can make a world of a difference when it comes to what's going on in our mind. Okay? So try to prioritize that. You know, I was feeling really depressed and down like a month ago, and I was like, what's going on with me? Like, why am I feeling this way? And then I realized, well, I'm not really sleeping or eating properly. Why didn't I try that first? And sure enough, it helped. So try that, okay? Spirit's coming through with some practical advice. So let's look at the last card that you got, which was the beautiful red and white rose. Look at this. So amazing. Look at this card. The reddening into this rose. Okay, let's see what Spirit wants to say with this. Help if I had the book the right side up. Okay. The red and white rose, vital force arising, awakening. In the laboratory, the merging of red and white is an exquisite moment. It means something is coming to life before the alchemist's eyes. The pristine white of the rose is not threatened by the blood red pigment. Their mixing does not make pink. Rather, each color remains vibrantly itself, expressing its message. Like the rod of Eucypylus, representing health and vitality, the white rose appears to signify the awakening of the physical as a gateway to the spiritual. Without the body, spiritual teachings remain conceptual. Yeah, exactly. Not yet integrated into the everyday. This card encourages you to honor the body as a temple each and every day, observing it, listening to it, mining it for information and guidance. At its height, this card signifies a mastery of uniting of body to serve the soul's purpose, as seen in the likes of dancers, athletes, and during the birth process. Yeah, really take care of yourself, Cancer. Okay, I'm going to go into an extended reading. In the extended, I am going to look more into this dynamic that's going on here. I want to see what else Spirit wants to talk about there. And anything else that wants to come up about your path and where you're going, what you're rebelling against, the job stuff, we'll see. If you want to go along to that, the link is in the description box below. But if you can't or you don't want to for whatever reason, then know that you received everything you needed right here, right now. I love you so much. I'll see you next time.